right, Coach, we're going to get started with Kellen Olson from Arizona Sports.
Hey, Coach, a little bit of a disjointed game, but you guys came out with the win late. Couple clutch jumpers. Just your thoughts overall on how the night went.
I mean, they don't label them wins, disjointed wins. We got a win against a really good team. Our guys stepped up in the midst of foul trouble. Jalen was really good off the bench, not knowing if he was going to be in the rotation. And I thought our first half defense held us over, when we didn't play as well in the second half. We held those guys to 45 points. So that was huge. And the thing that I didn't like was, a couple of transition buckets tonight where guys got behind us and one in crunch time. Like, that's something that we can improve upon. Our guys are getting used to playing with each other. And, we're just going to keep, grinding on execution and making plays when we need to make them. But the thing that I was, probably most disappointed in was the 19 turnovers. That's something that you can't do against good teams in this league. And so I'm grateful for the win. We have a lot to improve upon, but I saw some positive stuff out there tonight.
Next is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, followed by Christos Saltis.
Yeah, Coach. Obviously, at the end of the game, you got a tie score, and then you get two shots from Booker and Paul. What's that like having, you got those two out there that are shot makers and shot creators at the end of the game?
I've said it before. I like guys who are willing to take the shots, and we have a few guys that will take those shots. But Book and CP have been in those situations before, and Mikal's not afraid to take those shots. Jay's not afraid. Cam, both Cams will take them, and so I'm just grateful that those guys were able to make plays when we needed. It wasn't a play schematically; it was just those guys making plays.
And just to follow that up, Langston Galloway, we saw it from the preseason opener and then in the regular season opener. He's just instant offense. What's it like having that kind of guy that you can put in and he can do what he does?
Yeah, I mean, he, we were trying to compliment Mikal with him. So when Mikal came out, usually Luka came out, and that was a way for us to get Langston into the game and allow for him to space the floor. But we all know he has a quick trigger and he's not afraid to take shots. He's another guy. And so his offense off the bench was huge for us tonight. And the three-pointer in the corner, all that stuff adds up. It was a huge momentum swing for us. I think it gave us like a 10-point buffer at that time.
Right.
So you appreciate guys that just stay ready. They come into the game cold and are able to knock down shots and play the way we play.
And lastly, just to follow up, Coach, you talked about Aiden just staying the course, just keep playing, And the second half, it looked like he got involved. And just what you think about his performance, particularly in that second half after the first half that he had.
Yeah, I mean, the first half with the foul trouble, it throws your rhythm off. He only played 24 minutes tonight. But the mentality of staying in the game and going to the block and those buckets he hit in the paint tonight, that was, I think, a huge confidence booster for him. We didn't get as much rim pressure with him tonight on rolls because of the foul trouble, but when we needed him down on the box tonight, I thought he did a pretty good job. And then defensively, he was switching out onto Luka and other of their ball handlers and did a pretty good job staying down on pump fakes. And that's the one thing that team, especially Luka, will get you with is getting you to the paint and giving you a pump fake and getting to the foul line. He got to the foul line enough, but I thought DA did a pretty good job in that regard.
Next is Christos Saltis with Sport DNA in Greece, followed by Brendan Clean.
Hello, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Thank
I would
you.
like to ask you how big boost you get from after this win, and especially with the way that you won tonight, and also about Michael and his defense on Luka. It was the game plan of you to cut down his pace.
Yeah, we're always grateful for any win. Christos, we just, wins in this league are hard to come by. And to be able to get our first game against a playoff team that, and by everybody's standard, is ahead of us, to get a win against a team like that was huge. And then putting Mikal on Doncic is, something that we feel like helps us, makes it a bit tough on him. He had 32 points, but he was 11 for 26. And so, that really says a lot about Mikal's ability to frustrate, use his length, and keep Luka from getting too much of a rhythm, even though he has the ball pretty much the whole game. I thought Mikal and Cam and Jay and at times Javon did a pretty good job just frustrating his penetration at times or making him shoot tough shots. And he's just a really good player. But Mikal gives you options when you have a guy like Luka that you have to contain.
Next, we're actually going to go to Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned the turnovers. You feel like it was more of Dallas's defense, or was it more of you guys just being sloppy with the ball?
Probably both. I mean, they're a good defensive team. They have multiple guys that can switch. Richardson's a good defender. Finney Smith is a good defender. James Johnson is physical. There were times where they were blowing up, whether it was a DHO or crowd in the paint. I thought there were times where we threw the ball to the corner expecting someone to be in the corner on a respace and no one was there. And I think that will come with time. But 19 turnovers is not something that we have done. We typically stay in that, 11, 12, 13 range for us is a good number. So 19 is a little too much for us. But, when you have a new group and they're learning the secondary offense and learning where guys should be against a different team, it's easier in practice when you're playing against the same guys every day. We played against a team that was scheming against us. It's a bit more difficult, but we'll get better.
Lastly, Coach, what did you learn about your team tonight?
Well, it's one game.
Right.
I don't want to
Right.
make a lot of declarations about this team, but we've shown, since I've been here, and we brought in guys that we feel like are resilient. And with the foul trouble, Jalen stepping in there and playing well, Langston coming off the bench. There's a resiliency about our group to just stay the course. And so that's something that we can, hang our hat on and grow from.
Final question comes from Kirsten Sousa with 12 News.
Hey, Monty, you kind of just mentioned him, but I was just going to ask about Jalen Smith and how you thought he handled stepping up to the plate and making his NBA debut.
Well, he was he was pretty good for us tonight. There were a couple of coverages that he got confused on, but most rookies have that issue. I thought the mental fortitude and stamina to be able to come into a game where you may not even play based on the rotations, and then DA gets in foul trouble, DJ gets in foul trouble, and he comes in and does a really good job. I thought the offensive rebound that he got in the second half that led to a three was a huge play for us. And his first shot was a fadeaway. Who would have thought that would be his first make in the NBA? So we're just proud that, he was able to come in and have an effect on the game. And I don't think we lost a lot when he was in the game. He played pretty well tonight for his first game in the NBA.
All right, thank you for your time, Coach.
Thank you.